Hundreds of pupils at Lukholweni Primary School in Orlando East in Soweto have been forced to move to smaller classrooms. That's after health inspectors closed down classrooms built using asbestos. According to a Sowetan report, the school is among 29 in Gauteng identified as unsafe back in 2022. Gauteng Education Spokesperson Mabona joins us now to take a look at this matter. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. To your understanding, what's going on?
Good afternoon to all our viewers as well. Well, yes, like as we've already indicated, we have identified about 29 schools that were built with asbestos. And out of the 29, we have already built 4. And 3 of such schools are in construction. So the remaining 22 will then be finalized probably by 2026 in the current medium expenditure, framework. So, yeah, that's what is happening. But this school that you are mentioning, it's those that they have an element of asbestos, partly, and they have been identified as those that you will then have to replace those classes and make sure that you remove asbestos at all in such schools.
Why have those schools or the children in those schools not been moved into temporary structures while permanent structures are being built?
What we've been doing, we have availed mobile units, to some of those schools. And the school that you are referring to now, we had made an option of saying temporarily, because the Department of Labor have now decided to close those classes. Temporarily, let's accommodate them in a neighboring school which had space. But parents there, they could not agree with what we put on the table. Quite unfortunate, because the reasons were, were unfortunate. We don't even want to go there. They were unreasonable. But we are fast-tracking the process of providing them with mobile units as an interim measure while we continue with the process of making sure that we do away with those classes.
According to this report, the school has since 2017, this particular school in Orlando East, has since 2017 been engaging the education department to make an alternative plan. No,
it's not only that school that we are aware of, which they had, partly have an element of asbestos. Because remember, the 29 that we have identified, those are fully fledged schools that are built, with asbestos to a certain extent, that they are roofing as well. The structures, they are fully asbestos. So we have those that are partly, which you will just probably find a roof, which we then decided that we need to make sure that we refurbish and make sure that we remove the roof, and so that then they can replace. And while we are, continuing the process of teaching, then learners will be in the mobile units. But if you bring an alternative measure, and the parents don't agree, sometimes it becomes difficult. But we are working tirelessly to make sure that we find a resolution in this matter, and make sure that all those other schools that are partly have an element of asbestos, they are all assisted. So in the interim, we will be providing mobile units. But as you will know, that in Gauteng we are pressured coming to capacity. We don't have, the required space in different high pressure areas. So we will try sometimes to prioritize some areas, because we will not have enough space. And the other schools will then have a different mechanism to say, how can we assist you? Let's do it in this fashion. But to a certain extent, it's not always all the time where parents agree to what we put on the table. But we are confident that we'll manage this one and finalize it.
I know you don't want to get into the issue of why some parents are against the move, or at least accommodating some of the learners, but maybe just very high level, just help us understand what could be so impossible in trying to assist children who are faced by a health risk.
No, the reasons were unreasonable, really, but we don't normally want to, be in a sparring with parents. We understand their frustrations. We understand where they are coming from. So for us as a department, we have a responsibility to make sure that at all times parents are satisfied, they are happy, because this is their children. So what we feel that it was unreasonable, we cannot be sparring, about it. But we had raised our concerns with them. But we are comforted that we will finalize the matter of making sure that we avail those mobile units so that learners can then be accommodated accordingly.
Steve Mabona speaks for the Gauteng Education Department. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.